Okay, hello. I've been getting questions and stuff, mostly on Instagram and whatnot, and mostly from people I know in America or followers in America. I get quite a few with the same sort of questions, so I thought, well, rather than sit and answer, I'll do a video. And I suppose the one that I want to do here, that I want to address, is probably the most obvious one for me. Someone asked me the question, they've got injured in their training and stuff. Not sure how serious they are with their training. I think the guy's a pretty fit guy, but I'm not sure whether he's like competitive and stuff or what. So I'll try and keep it as general as possible, so it applies to most people's situations, and if not, you can always tweak it to your own. And he's obviously got an injury, and he's wondering the best way to come back from it, to start building up his numbers and stuff again. And I mean, obviously, this is really applicable to me. This is all I'm known for, really, is having me fucking leg chopped off and then coming back and doing all right in strength sports, so bringing numbers up and stuff. I brought my numbers up way higher than they were when I had two legs. When I had two legs, I did lift weights, but I wasn't really as serious, or I wasn't competing or anything like that. Just enjoyed it and used it to supplement my running training, because I used to compete in ultra marathons and got quite competitive in that, and competed at quite a high level. So I used weight training to supplement that, to keep the strength in the body. I think too many people, they get too specific, and that's in terms of running and lifting weights and stuff. People focus on what they're trying to do competitively. I think accessory work is the key. And that's basically the point I was going to make about this, in terms of coming back from injury. So I'm gonna build it around sort of lifting weights. Say if he was competing in strongman or powerlifting or something like this. So once we get more experienced and we're competitive and we're building a program and whatnot, normally our training sessions tend to look quite front heavy. So so for me, I follow something quite similar to the conjugate method, the West Side method, by Louis Simmons over at West Side Barbell. Tweaked and different, but not exactly the same, but similar. So I'll have a day where I'll have, say, heavy deadlift and squat day, and I might alternate between deadlift or squat, and sometimes I might do both on the same, depending on how the program's looking. And what I'll come in on and do on those days is my main compound lift is, say, a normal deadlift, or whatever the fucking word is, the bullshit word that people have for just a regular ass deadlift. And I'll try to program that so that's at the front of my workout. That's the first exercise I do when I come into the gym. Obviously, I warm up a bit, but I don't tend to warm up a lot, and I don't really do static stretches or anything like that. I literally I use the barbell. So I'll put on, say, I'll probably start at about 100 kilo and just blast a few reps, just more than anything, to see how my body's feeling. I can normally tell at those earlier weights if I'm going to have a good session or not, or if there's any aches and pains or something that might need warming up. And I do listen to my body in those warm-ups. If I have got 100 kilo on and I blast up a few deadlifts really fast and I feel like my hamstrings aren't firing right, then I'll go onto the hamstring machine and put a little bit of work in and get some blood in there and see if I can get it moving better. You've got to listen to the feedback that your body is going to give you. That is important. Don't just go through the motions every time. You have to actually be present in your training. You have to be proactive. You have to you have to think. You can't just be a fucking meathead and go in and throw weight on the bar and slam it around. I mean, sometimes you can, no doubt. But yeah, eventually, and especially at times like this where you're coming back from injuries, you need to listen to your body. It doesn't mean be a bitch and puss out from all your workouts because it hurts a bit. It means, know the warning signs before you actually injure something. And so we'll go in and the workouts tend to be front heavy. So you'll do your main lift, so conventional deadlift, that was the word I was looking for. You do your deadlift, you'll build up, you do your warm-ups, build up to the weight that you're doing. So you're doing 3x3, I've been doing that a lot lately, so we'll go with that. And you do that workout, you do your 3x3, your 9 reps, and then you sort of wind down, take the weight off the bar, and then go and do your accessory work. So, and that again, you've got to be able to self-evaluate your own performance, evaluate your weak points. Or normally when I'm programming, I'll give people a list of normally about 9 accessory exercises. Say to go with the deadlift, I'll have 9 exercises that can be used for accessory, and each one of them has a different reason to be in there. We don't just randomly throw things into the program. And then it's up to you to evaluate. I can't do that for you. That's why I give each person a choice of 9. And then say, if you're slow off the ground, say you feel like you're struggling off the ground, then, it might be, you might need some deficits, you might need some more leg work, say some hamstrings work. Say if you struggle at your lockout, if it's power through the lockout, it might be your glutes that you need to work more. If it's the actual, locking it up and standing up straight with it, it might be your yoke, your upper back. So it all differs, and you have to work out for yourself where the weak points are and focusing on them. And that's constantly evaluated all the way through the program. So after each session, it's not like you pick the 3 out of the 9 and those are your accessories to the end of the program. No, after each session, you reevaluate and you go, well, has my floor speed now come right up and I've got it where I need it to be for the weight I'm trying to work, but now my lockout's sort of not as good. So then you switch it around, you bring something else in, you move it in. There's got to be a lot of moving parts in your program. You can't just have boom written out on a piece of paper, do that, go home. It's not how training works. And the same for the recovery. What we're actually talking about, to get back to the point, is I would do it backwards to that, the other way around when it comes to recovery. If you've been out for a while, I think the guy who I was speaking to was out for 4 months or so, which is a long way out. So you can't just go back into the gym and start going for heavy deadlifts. You can't do it. You're gonna fuck yourself. You're gonna be crippled up. You're gonna be no good for anything else in your life. Unless you're a professional fucking athlete, you've got other shit you need to be doing. And so I would twist it round and flip it and do it the other way around. So I'd come in and start with my accessory work. Obviously, you're not going to be able to evaluate what your weak points are on the main lift when you're doing them before. But, you'd have to evaluate before you went in where you think your weak points might be. So you're experiencing pain in your legs, or your lower back feels weak when you're doing other stuff. And focusing on that. And with the accessory work, we're never going as heavy as we do on the main lift. It's accessory work, it's lighter, it's a bit easier, the reps are a bit higher. We're working on, getting blood into the area. We're working on stretching the muscle out in the area, giving it some work, working on the endurance sort of type rep range, building some muscle. So, that bullshit word that everyone uses, hypertrophy, which means muscle growth. I don't want people keep going around saying this fucking stupid hypertrophy. It's bullshit. It's fucking PT talk. It's horse shit. Muscle growth. Just say that. So if we're going for muscle growth, we want to be going up to like 8 to 12 reps. Endurance level a bit higher, That's the sort of rep range we're looking with accessory work, and then with our main lifts we sort of want to be around the 3 to 6ish, sort of around there, because we're trying to build that brutal strength. So yeah, that's what I would do. I'd flip it around, I'd do some accessory work, almost use it like a warm-up sort of thing, get some blood into the muscles, and then, I mean, for the first few sessions I wouldn't even go near the big compound lifts, your deadlifts, your squats, your fucking overhead, your bench, whatever. I would leave it. I'd just go in and do accessory type work. Just, you know, the more isolation type lifts. Use machines. Get your body used to straining again, to working again. Get blood into those areas. Start building some muscle again before you overload it and build strength, because it's a different process building muscle to strength. But if you go in and build muscle, that's a great foundation to then build strength off of that. Yeah, that's the way I'd do it. And I'd maybe for the first couple of weeks just go in, do your accessory work, maybe do some sort of warm down, maybe just, I don't know, fucking jump on the exercise bike, jump on the walker, maybe do some stretching and stuff, you know, maybe some kettlebells or something like that, maybe some maces. Yeah, and use that to warm down, and then leave it a few weeks. Don't just go in and just start loading up the deadlift bar and thinking, right, let's get back at it. Give yourself time, because if you do that, you're going to slow yourself down even further. So if you want to get those numbers up, you're going to have to be a bit more patient. And yeah, do that over the more boring stuff, the higher rep range, you know, the not big fucking clangy fucking weight that makes you look like a badass. You will get there, but you've got to do it sensibly, you know. So go in, have some boring workouts to start with. And it's frustrating because if you've been out for 4 months, you miss that feeling of moving weight, feeling powerful, enjoying a workout. So yeah, it's definitely going to be frustrating, but you know, it'll reward you in the long run, I think. And yeah, I'd say that to most people. And then after a couple of weeks, then start loading up that deadlift bar, and you'll be a lot better placed to do that. Your body will be back used to straining and moving weight around and these sorts of things. So, you know, you'll have elongated out your muscles, you know, get used to moving lactic acid and stuff like this. Because if you've been static for that long, your body's in a totally different state. So ease yourself in and then start building up slow. And then, you know, after a month or so, probably, then I would start front loading my workouts again. Put the emphasis on the compound lift and put that lift at the start of the workout, then your accessory work afterwards. Yeah, that's like basic principles of programming. I mean, like I said, I follow quite a conjugate type system where I have like I've got 2 main workouts in the week, where I've got my deadlift, you know, around deadlift, and some sort of overhead. And I try to, with my deadlifts, I try not to just do conventional deadlift all the time. I try and mix it up, constantly change the stimulus, and I'll try and do some speed work. And then, you know, then I've got my heavy day, and if I'm constantly changing the lift based around the deadlift still, then I tend to get away with being able to push it that much. And the same exact principle with the overhead, where I'll have a speed day that's lighter, where I'm working on technique, skill, putting the reps in, building muscle. And then I have my strength day where I'm just overloading. Yeah, so anyway, I hope that helps. I might do some more of these. I've actually picked up quite a bit of information, a bit of knowledge over the years, lifting weights. You know, people think it's just picking shit up, but it really isn't. There's a lot of thought goes into it, and I've done a hell of a lot of reading, a huge amount. When I get into something, I tend to obsess, and then it becomes very central in my life. So yeah, I have picked up a huge encyclopedic amount of knowledge about these sorts of things. So I'll try and pass as much of it along as I can. But yeah, do me a favour, if this is any good to you, please like and subscribe, because I've got a pitiful amount of followers on my YouTube channel. So I'll try and build it. If the followers are there and the likes and the subscriptions and whatnot, then I'll put the effort in and make some decent videos for you. But I'm not doing it for like 6 people. But yeah, anyway, I'll do another one soon.